we're going to show you the difference of, you know what? You can bring in $80,000 this year with a team of 4. And once you get everything done, we teach you how to multiply. And now next year you bring 260. It's called delegation math. If you delegate properly, your income increases. But if you try to do it yourself, you're going to be burnt out, frustrated, and you're going to think that coaching doesn't work. That's what happens.
You burn yourself out, and then you think you can't even see what you're doing or what results you're getting.
Yeah, well, a business has, let's just call it this way, a business has about 7 departments. And if you're wearing all the hats, you don't know which one you're wearing at times. In order to generate $1 million, you need to provide $1 million worth of value. You don't directly have to do that, but as long as you're providing the value, the money follows the value. Money doesn't follow what you do. It follows the value. So if you produce $1 million worth of value, guess what? $1 million will show up. So great, you made $1 million, you get to only take home 100,000. What should you do? Increase tenfold.
Yep, 10x.
So not, right? 10x it, that's
10x
easy.
book, man.
All right, that's easy. Once you establish what you have to do, 10x it. But I can't work 10 times hard. You're right. Now hire a team. Hire a team that works when you sleep. Even better. The one thing for the ads argument, like, hey, that works when you're sleeping. That's a great piece. I'll pay the money to generate leads so when I wake up, I have calls waiting. Knock yourself out. But always, like, when does it never happen for us, right? We're always
Exactly.
Synergy, energy, right?
Whee!
Always.
Right? So I would love to introduce our guest at the Legacy Syndicate podcast, Obom Bowen. He has 7 businesses, experience in investing, coaching, mindset, routines, the grunt work of business, and how to leverage that to your success, and so many other amazing topics today. And we were just talking about leveraging skill sets and where you put your $100,000. We're talking about ad spend. Do you put it in ads? Do you put it in networking? Where do you put your money once you start having cash flow?
Yeah, so it all depends on the person, right? So it doesn't matter where they put it. It all depends on where they want it to be and where they're going to invest that time. Because some folks will cry over the 100K and where you put it into one thing and you look at the other thing. And here's the deal. It's just like dating. You go out and you see, okay, let's say, for example, Julie, you're there at a gathering. 2 guys are trying to talk to you, and one of them, you know what you like, and the other one, right, both of them don't know what you like, but one of them comes up and he strikes out 5 times. Like, the guy says, listen, you got 10 tries. 7 tries, he strikes out. And it's going over, so he's already the no. He feels smaller with every no he gets, right? And then there's dude that gets to you, it's like opportunity number 10, right? He finally gets it. His no means next opportunity. The other one means not again. So he feels smaller and smaller with every no. Every time he comes over, you tell him no, but he's not really trying to get to know you. He's trying to win the prize. Best he know how. Well, fortunately for humans, if you're trying to go out with a young lady, woman, whatever you want, find out what she likes. And you know what? Hey, what do you look for in a guy? You tell him and she come out, you know what? Man, that's not me at all. Like, I maybe might score a 6 out of 10 on your scale, and I don't know, you don't want a 60% guy, right? Yeah, great. At least you'll probably laugh and have a conversation, and that starts a conversation. In there, now he has a chance to figure out what the other 40% is. If he wants to fight for that 40% or gets another no, cries, puts his head down and go back. Same guy, spend $100,000. You want to run it in ads? You can run it in ads, or you can run it in events that you will invest to make relationships and go. My argument is always against, not that I'm against ads, but my argument is for what I've done. I've built a very vast network that's made me hundreds of millions of dollars over the years. Why? Because I go to an event and I will spend 5 to 10 grand as a VIP member and meet other people who are investing at the same amount. So I'll make a quality friend. If I make 10 of those or 12 of those, one a month, over the course of a year, to the guy investing $100,000 to spend and get a client, whether they get that client or not, if I'm investing in networking, whether it's a client or not, I have a friend. Friends like to do friends favors and refer other friends. And if I'm connecting with another high net worth individual, more than likely we can probably collaborate or do some business together instead of me trying to sell them something. But what you get to understand is I can now do business through my network instead of to my network. And that's what, in a sense, that's an argument for ads. But then again, I can do the exact same conversation for ads. Why would you want to use ads? You get a chance to synthesize down and get rid of the tie kickers, right? It's the same thing. But some people, they just do it because it's the popular thing. It's what everybody else is doing. And they don't realize that what everyone else is doing, they went through finding their average. It's the law of averages. Once a ratio appears, you can stick to it. You could be the worst salesperson. Like, all right, for every 10 person you talk to, if you and I are in competition to get 10 sales, and I know my ratio is 1 out of 10, you could talk to 10 and get 9. I'll talk to 100 and get 10. I beat you. And it's not because I'm better, right?
Volume, consistency,
right?
dedication.
It's what it is. I know my ratio. I know what works. I abandon what doesn't, and I always do the difference. Now, the other thing is if I talk to those 10 people and they say no and I ask each of them for a referral, now I got 50 other people to talk to. It's a whole different ball game.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Some folks, on the other hand, are just cry boo-hoo, woo-hoo, wee-hee. It's all good. They say sales is a numbers game. It's not. Sales is a relationship game. Because people like to purchase from people they know, like, and trust. If you don't build a relationship, they ain't buying. First of all, forget the numbers. It's hard to really say no to a friend, but when you say no and you ask them, well, what's your reason for the no? Like, legitimately, great, hey, I can handle a no. No's a complete sentence. If your excuse is legitimate, hey, great, but no excuse is legitimate. It's either an excuse or it's either a yes. Now, if it's a legitimate reason as to why you can't purchase, you can't afford it, right? And, well, what is not being able to afford something? Well, I don't know. I can't afford it right now. Can you take out a loan? Is your credit good? I don't know. Let's check. Let's see. Can you sell some other stuff? Right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
What does that mean? I can't afford it. Like, what does that actually mean? Like, what are you actually saying? Right.
Right. Ask the average person. They can't afford it. Like, I don't have the money now. Yeah, that's okay. Do you have credit cards? 1, 2, 3, 5, 10. We'll take all 10 of them. Don't care. Right? Need $1,000? We'll put 100 on each of them. No problem. What's your excuse now?
Right. So then, so talking about ad spend and also like the referrals and building your network with your team, Obom, are you teaching your team how to do the same thing that you're doing, or what do you do? What do you use to scale? Are you the one that just builds all the relationships, or how does that structure for your company?
Yeah, so our entire community builds through referrals, connections, and deep relationships, right? So we build, you mentioned the word community, we build a community based on people who want to network, that are going in the same direction, or doing the things that are there. We pump enough value into the community for folks to see the value and take it. They don't want it? Hey, great, that's okay. We're not a community for you. If you come in the community and you feel uncomfortable and you purchase eventually, great. If you feel uncomfortable and you leave, great. Either way, we're good. But the community is not there to make you feel comfortable and saying kumbaya, right? That's okay. You want to feel comfortable? Go to your husband, your wife, your mother, your father, somebody who loves you to make you feel comfortable. But if you want to grow, you got to get in the space where it pushes you, where, lack of a better word, it pisses you off. Like, everyone has to get angry enough, right? Anger and love, they're both emotions, but emotions create motion. Like, you got to get ticked off enough. Like, I remember,
like if you're not pissed off enough, then right, you're not going to create the change you want. You know,
No.
if you're not checking your bicep and seeing how soft it is or how, flexed it is, then, you're not going to move.
Of course. Listen, I'm gonna give you a story. Speaking of that, right? My wife, when we met, I got stories for days. My wife and I, we met years ago, right? When we met, we were both working in a direct sales company. They were selling legal services and identity theft. Everybody was dressed in the men in a 3-piece suit, tie, shirt, coat, whatever, right? So she met me for 2 years. The only way she knew me, this is when we were friends, right? I'm encroaching on dating, right? And I'm just being consistent. So from here to down, I was out shirt. She never seen me without a shirt off. Now I'm trying to holler at the chick, and now listen, underneath the clothes, I was about to retire from the military, so I was just jacked, right? Yep. Almost photoshopped. You look, my abs had abs, right? I mean, they went all over the place. So she's never seen me without a shirt, but one of our mutual friends we had, tall dude, played, football always, every time we're hanging out somewhere else. I still even had on long sleeves, whatnot. He had on short sleeves, seen his abs a couple times. She went over there and was like, oh, athletic. She was an Olympic athlete, right? Admire him, like, oh man, they talking a lot, till I realized what she liked. And one day I just positioned myself to just be in a very short sleeve shirt that's tight knit, the Lycra stuff. She saw everything and looked like she saw Jesus And the moment that happened, that's when the sale was made. The rest of it was just time. I knew
Yep.
what worked, abandoned what didn't, and just keep. Well, guess what happened? Every time I got the chance to hang out with her without a long sleeve shirt or something else, and all of a sudden she's around me holding my hands. Yep. Imagine that shit. It's the same thing, right? You got to show up consistently with a good attitude over a long period of time, be willing to pay the price. That's the problem with most entrepreneurs today. They aren't willing to pay the price. I remember when my life, I was backed up in the corner, broke, busted, disgusted, homeless. We're talking about the emotion. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired of not being able to afford to buy lunch when I go out with folks to restaurants. Right? I used to do, it was the guys, like this was when I lived in California. All right, I'm going to grab, just give me a glass of water, 2 pieces of lemon, and some sugar. Make me some lemonade. That's about all I can afford. Well, that was like 18 months of doing that. You get sick and tired of being sick and tired. People asking you like, bro, you're not going to eat anything? Like, nah, man, I'm just watching my girl is freaking, you know what I'm saying? No, after a while, it's like, bro, you need to make some money, get some stuff done. I got sick and tired of making excuses. Then I took accountability. One day, it all happened. I was like, dude, I'm freaking broke. I'm just worried. And the moment that happened, it freed me because I was willing to admit where I was, and you can only grow from where you are, not where you think you are. There's so many people think, oh, like I'm up here. Well, you tell yourself that. There's a subconscious self-sabotage you're doing, like, oh, so you really don't need to improve if you got it all made like that. And that's the problem. Everybody's living in this fake, flaccid world, and they're not telling the truth to actually go and do the work. And it's the work. Oh, the work today is like the dirty word. Work. You got to go get the work done. Well, here's the thing. In today's world, you can use AI to get some of it done. You can hire some folks to get some of it done. But at the end of the day, the work still has to get done. In order to generate $1 million, you need to provide $1 million worth of value. You don't directly have to do that, but as long as you're providing the value, the money follows the value. Money doesn't follow what you do. It follows the value. So if you produce $1 million worth of value, guess what? $1 million will show up. So great, you made $1 million, you get to only take home 100,000. What should you do? Increase tenfold.
Yep, 10x.
So not, right? 10x it. That's
10x
easy.
book, man.
Right? That's easy. Once you establish what you have to do, 10x it. But I can't work 10 times hard. You're right. Now hire a team.
Yep.
Right? Hire a team that works when you sleep. Even better. Right? The one thing for the ads argument, like, hey, that works when you're sleeping. That's a great piece. I'll pay the money to generate leads so when I wake up, I have calls waiting. Knock yourself out.
Yep. So
Right?
what are some of your tops? What are some of your top methods for lead generation and having things work while you sleep? Like, how do you implement that in your companies?
So it all depends on which avenue you're taking, right? I've always been with the direct approach relationships. Right now, you have no idea who is talking behind your back, good or bad. Mm-hmm. So if you build enough good relationships, there's tons of people speaking about you when you're sleeping. If you're running ads, you have the algorithm in your favor, searching and doing what it's going to do to find the folks who are still up whenever you're down and sleep. Right, so either way it works. But for me personally, I built relationships. I mean, just a few days ago, I was named the #1 investor in the United States. How did that happen? It isn't because I'm like that good. It's through my network. Mm-hmm. A lot of folks know what I invest in. They know what I love. They send me a whole bunch of folks so for 2024, 2025, it just got out. I'm the #1 investor in the United States. Well, most of that work, it wasn't even from 2024. It was from 2023. All the stuff that I've done and get done, it got cleared, and these were all deals that were done in 2024. They announced it in 2025. So when folks are like, oh my gosh, it's so great, you got this. It's 2 weeks ago, but that was for the work that was done consistently 24 months ago, predominated 12 months still running. Just got announced now. What am I going to stop and say hi to my newspaper clippings? That was last week's news. I'm still on to doing what I got to do, right? So it all depends from which vernacular. But for me, my best withstanding is building strong relationships. You and I met through a different vehicle. We've met before, didn't really know it, realized this in the first time we met. We've crossed paths before. And through multiple conversations, here we are. Who knows what's going to stem from this or anything else? But here's what we do know. 3 things. 1, you like me, I like you. 2, we know there's something we're going to do. We haven't figured it out yet. Number 3, whenever that shit happens, it's going to be big, period.
Yep. And that's amazing what you said about 24 months, because you're literally seeding and you're building relationships, and then people are understanding what you do, how you operate, the types of things you're investing in. Oh, you're part of the luxury resorts. Oh, you also have a mastermind. They're learning more and more about you. And then you're building these relationships. You're it's not just one and done. Like, you're coming back around, inviting them to events, or, having phone call conversations, right? And then eventually they're figuring out who they'd like to send you to, or like, oh, Obon, I thought of you for this one person that I was having a conversation with at this other mastermind event or this other event, right?
Yeah.
And then all of that is seeding up to 2024, but it was happening in 2023, right?
You'd be surprised how often that happens, right? It's all, for example, how long does it take a baby to walk? No one knows until the damn child walks, period.
Yep.
Right? How long does it take you to be number 1? Until you're number 1. Don't stop. You'll find out.
Yep.
But if you get
a lot of
tired
people want that time, they want to know how long it'll take. They want to know how much energy it'll invest. They want to know what the ROI is, right? But sometimes you can't measure it. You just have to keep going until you're there.
Absolutely. That's reverse engineer my relationship. I've been with my wife 20 years or 21 years now, right? We met. We were friends from day 1. I let known my intention. You were going to be my wife. That was in the first 3 minutes. I told her that. She looked at me like I was a crooked thief and like retard, loser, like this dude's out of his damn mind. Fortunately, listen, my sales skill might not have been on point, but my follow-up was impeccable. 3 years I was in the friend zone. You know how hard it is? You're a woman, you put dudes in the friend zone all the time. You know how hard it is to get out of the friend zone for a guy? Well, I don't know, but it took me 3 years. Then we dated for 3 years, got engaged at year 7, then got married. I was like 9 years ago. Now, if you ask me how long you've been married, it's been 20 years. You ask her, it's 13. My commitment was day 1, but I followed, right? I followed through until it was what it is. Most folks, they don't see the results show up and they cry, they complain, they bitch, they moan, they find an excuse, they get discouraged. Right? You can go through life as Pooh Bear. Remember Pooh Bear from the cartoon? You can go through as Pooh or Eeyore. They're both looking at the same way. Eeyore, how's your day? It's okay. It was a good day today. Pooh, how's your day? Woo-hoo-hoo! It's a wonderful, beautiful day to be alive. Same 2 people in the same location looking at the same opportunity. Every single day, one of them show up to win and the other one show up. So all right, I'm going to slow down here for a second because I know sometimes I can go a little too fast.
No, I'm listening.
Right, there's 2 ways to play the game at times. Some people play the game not to lose. Mm-hmm. And the winners play the game to win. It's a complete different philosophy.
Well, isn't there, because when people are investing, there's a lot of people talking about risk management, right? Protecting what you have, right? Versus abundance mindset. Like, dive into that a little bit, for sure.
Yeah, so let's go to someone, because the average person don't know who I am. That's great. But let's go to someone they know. Everybody knows popular Warren Buffett, right? Warren is almost 100 years old, right? It's like 91, I believe, whatever. So let's call him almost 100 years old. You know why they know him? Warren was investing since he was 13 years old. But he didn't really become popular until he was 53. I could explain a whole lot more, but for those who were paying attention, that was the lesson. So almost 40 years at it. And then from 53, he learned what worked, abandoned what doesn't, and he does the difference. But here's what he says. Over 400 plus major investments. About 78 of them really win. And for almost every 100 that he does, 8 to 10 wins. But everybody, they don't pay attention. It's still Warren Buffett. But what he done with what he's doing, it took him years and years and years to do that. Folks tell me, like, man, you've hit some amazing deals. Yeah, not every run is a home run. Not every bat is a home run. I hit some strikes. For every 100, it's almost like maybe like on the best I've ever had was probably 13 out of 100 that hit. The rest of them, it's a calculated risk. It's called a hypothesis. So what helps you to become more successful in investing? Emotional discipline. Right? Because you can't get emotional about it. You got to you have to take that assessment. You have to take that risk. You have to know, okay, if I'm going to drop 100 bands on this right here and I don't get nothing from that, am I emotionally good with that? Like, can I just say bye-bye Felicia and let that go? If you can't, don't do it. Well, it worked for so-and-so. Well, so-and-so had a little bit of foreknowledge, or so-and-so might have gotten at a specific time, or so-and-so might be doing a long-term strategy or a short-term strategy. You don't know what all the strategies are. And the beginners investing, when they don't know what they're doing. So they're coming long-term, and let's say you come in, oh yeah, I'm gonna drop, it's all I got, $50,000 long-term on this right here. They don't know and understand the market, but this guy said this is good. Yeah, it's good, and that guy's gonna jump out in 2-3 weeks. And in 2-3 weeks, you're just barely understanding, and when he jumps out, and you're like, I don't know, and your stuff is still in there, and then you lost your $50,000, and now it's catastrophic loss. You're done. You couldn't afford to do what that guy did. And so, but he put in $250,000. Well, he might have put in $250,000 as opposed because his net worth's about $20 million, and your $50,000 with your net worth's about $150,000. So you put in a third of yours, you're dead. Big difference between the two. Don't look at the amount. You look at how much it is to the person. Right?
Is the 2,500 like 25K for them, or is it 25K more like 2,500 to them?
Right? So you look like, oh, these guys waste a whole bunch of money. I was looking at something on social media the other day. It's like these guys look at Jeff Bezos' yacht and how much it costs, and this. And I was like, oh my gosh, I see a lot of money. Yeah, it's great. That was Wednesday between 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock. That was the 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock money that he paid with that. Because what he paid with that is 10 years of your life, but that's 3 hours of work for him. So yeah.
Yep.
Right? Big deal. Right? So,
right. And
anyway.
There's different strategies depending on what size, like, assets you have, right? I mean,
Completely.
If it's like 2% of what your wealth is, I mean, that's not a big deal, right? That was a learning experience for you. But if that is like money. 50 or 60 or 70% of your wealth, and you're putting it all in one thing, like that's where, because you're just following. A lot of people just follow the crowd or follow what people are saying to do, right?
Of course. Right. So I have my 6-year-old daughter. Here's a simple example. This is a little personal. Going on through my life. 4 kids. My son is 35 this year. My 2 daughters, 25 and 23, and the baby 6. Sometimes they get a little jealous. Oh, she's always flying private jet in first class. That's like, don't hate her for the season she was in. Like, I get it. 20 years ago, when you guys were babies, life for me was very interesting and sucked. I got out from just being homeless and getting everything together. Y'all saw the struggle. Embrace the struggle. Ask for yours. Don't talk about the other person. Right? So that's an internal piece I got with mine. It's like, you're always spoiling her. No, I'm not spoiling her. I couldn't afford to do it for you. But I can now. Instead of asking, you're pointing finger, man. Don't cry about it.
Oh, man. I can't imagine what that's like to be, like, going through raising kids while you're struggling, right? Oh, yeah. Building your business, doing all of that, and then coming back around with your newest little one.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'll tell you that.
What do you think? I feel like that is so much life experience. Like, what do you think? Like, what are some of the lessons you learned from those 2 different experiences?
Right. So I look at it. So my daughter now, she was ordering room service when she was like 13 months old. Because that's her exposure, right? She picks up the phone. I remember we were in Jamaica just before COVID happened. She was like almost 14 months old. She picks up the phone, calls down. Yeah, they asked a series of questions. Do you have room number? Do you have allergies? She's giving them the room number, no allergies, and what she wants, right? We didn't realize she ordered. My wife and I went into the shower. She's sitting there in the bed. Chick gets up, orders room service. Doorbell rings. This is midnight, okay? Midnight. The doorbell rings. I'm like, who in the hell is coming here at midnight? And then room service, I'm like, we didn't order anything else. My daughter jumps up, she was on her little tablet, jumps up like, well, I ordered food, Daddy. Okay. Comes in, it's like 8 hot dogs and 2 hamburgers and a whole bunch of French fries. I'm like, what? Right? This is a 13-month-old kid. Some kids, depending on how they're raised, don't have the ability to do that. But what was she raised on? She was born into this lifestyle. Growing up, living on room service and this and that, living at resorts all around the world. For her, that's a normal life. She's 6 years old. She's been dancing here in the Disney show at the resort for almost 8 months. She's a professional. Most kids, yeah, they want to live in their dream world. She does, but she doesn't know different. That's what she's been used to. Her sisters, on the other hand, oh, she's so bougie. From their perspective, that's the guy who says, oh, Julie, business is so easy for you. Well, were you there with Julie and her dad when she was a kid, learning how to do all the stuff she needed to do, talking to business owners, sitting there with her dad all the time, selling medical devices, all this other stuff, learning how to take a no like there's no tomorrow? So when someone says box at no, a $30,000 offer, she's like, yeah, no problem, that's Wednesday. I got another one. Like, what? No, it's not easy. You've just been pre-exposed to the experience earlier. That's all it is. You've been pre-exposed to the experience before you learn to fear the experience. Most of us don't like sales. Not most of us, most adults don't like sales because they weren't exposed to sales early. Number one. Number two, when they were exposed to sales, it wasn't the right way. They don't like the sleazy car salesman and all my this and that. So they think sales is to be nasty. So they built up this subconscious thing behind them, and it kills them because now when they want to become a coach or they want to become an author, whatever it is, guess what you have to do? Know how to sell. If you don't know how to sell, get somebody else to sell. But nobody else can sell your product better than you.
Yep.
So now they got this subconscious bias around sales, and every time they go, maybe they're generating $100,000 a year, but I can't get to $500,000. Why? Because you believe it's bad. So if you're going to go and sell and make that much, you're already sabotaging yourself. Like, I can't do that. Or they take it from a religious aspect, or rich people are evil. So now you have this subconscious bias, and whenever you try to make money, it can't happen. You try to run ads, it doesn't happen. You try to go to the events, it doesn't happen. Because when you go to make the genuine connection, your subconscious mind says, ooh, we don't go down there. Like, nope, self-sabotage. Big time.
That's
100%.
huge. That's deep. That's, I mean, even from your kids experiencing, like, because you're 13-month-year-old, when she was 13 months old, like, you taught her how to use the phone, right? Like,
we didn't
she
even
was
teach her.
using.
She saw it every day.
She saw you guys making business deals, right?
Every day.
So that's what she grew up around.
Right.
Meanwhile,
yeah,
go ahead.
I was going to say, we never taught her to use the phone. She sees me pick up the phone and hit 0. Like, how many times you do that? It ain't that hard to see 0, one button for a kid. 0, one button. Hello.
Oh man, that's wild. That's wild.
It's insane, right? It's insane.
So yeah,
go ahead.
like what? Well, one question I had is for some of the people on here. You know, they want to learn more about investing and like what to look out for and kind of what do you do once you start making cash flow in your company, like, you know, and how much money should you have cash flowing before you start investing, and what are the types of things that like people can start to learn about and understand when it comes to having a portfolio?
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there. First, when it comes to investing, you know, outside of what you're earning, what you're making as a coach, and you got a overflow or surplus. If you're going to invest, don't look at what the popular thing is or everybody's doing. You want to invest into something or someone that you are familiar with, right? Because folks like, oh, I want to go crypto. Do you know anything about crypto? No. Everybody's doing it though. Okay. So everybody's jumping off the bridge and you're
So
going
you
to go
should
jump
jump
off
off
the
too.
bridge, right?
Yeah.
But you don't notice that where everyone is jumping off the bridge, before they went up to the bridge and jump off, they went and they laid a cushion there so they could land on a cushion. but you went and jumped off the bridge and broke your ankle. Like, how's it happening for them? You didn't go and see really how they doing and ask them. You just went to do it.
Yep.
So
Yep.
when you're looking to invest, top 3 things. 1, find something you're passionate about, something you know about. 2, invest the time, learn and get the education to see the ups and downs about it. So when you actually go to invest, it's then an educated decision, right? The part of that, number 3, is you have to be emotionally detached from the outcome. Yes, you're going to be persuasively positive to be able to get the outcome you want. That's why you're investing, because you want a return on your investment. So if it's something you like, the reason why I said that is it's going to be easy to research any topic you like.
Right. You can spend hours there.
You can spend hours doing that, right? And then when you learn all about the thing, it's easy to be like, oh, shoot, I know everything about this. Like, I know this is going to go, when it's going to be a run. Maybe I got a bull run or something, like, you know. So that's the first thing. You got to find what you love. Listen, if I could have packaged and sell my wife, man, I'd be a billionaire the first year we started, right? It took me 7 years to get there. I would have done that shit in like 1, right? If I got to package and sell. But anyways, I know everything about her, this woman, and what she does. Because, like, if I could take her essence and put it into women, man, forget it. Elon ain't got jack on me. But that's a passion of mine. Well, I can't sell that, but what can I do? I could sell what she likes. Now, I'm not a coffee drinker, but my wife is a coffee connoisseur. I'm a coffee profiteer. So what did I do? She likes a specific coffee. It's all elegant, fancy bands. I don't know. Listen, I don't know nothing about coffee. Still don't. But I own a coffee roastery, right? So that I can get specific coffee made for her. And here's the thing. I didn't know the difference between a coffee business and a coffee roastery. So some people still don't. So let me give a little education here. I thought there was one and the same. I don't really know about it. Coffee companies sell coffee. Coffee roasteries makes coffees for coffee companies. So I bought a roastery,
Suppliers,
not knowing, right? Not knowing what was what. So I launched. You get
how did
Underdog
that go?
Coffee. Yeah. Oh, listen.
Did
I bought
your
a
wife
roastery.
help you with that?
Let me tell you what my wife helped me with. She's right. She's walking. Come tell him. What'd you help him with? She just walked in and goes, let me tell you what my wife helped me with. What did you help with?
Consuming it.
Yeah, that's about all she did, right? She just consumed the shit.
So you had to do all the research with her and ask her questions, or how did that go? Because you acquired it, right? Or do you invest in it? Were you a shareholder?
So
or
roasteries make coffee for coffee companies. So the roaster, basically, we made a specific blend and a brand of what she liked. And what she liked, like our first core brand, we have 3 major blends. The first one, and I know what she liked, it was cinnamon and cayenne pepper. So we made a blend with that. That shit was crazy. It'll send you nuts. Now, cayenne pepper opens up your blood vessels, so your blood can flow. And cinnamon, that's basically, it's brain food. So you have the coffee with that. We call it smart coffee because it opens up your brain, get stuff going. It's all right, great. Then she also liked peppermint. So it's peppermint and cayenne pepper. Again, cayenne is the base. Cayenne opens up the blood vessels, and that's one of the holiday blends. The other one was dark chocolate and cayenne pepper, right? It was like 80 or like I think 75 to 80% cacao plus cayenne. It's a phenomenal blend. Coffee was selling off the racks. It's crazy, right? We made that specifically for her because we were traveling the world, and some parts of the world, coffee tastes like crap. And she wanted her specific coffee. I had the money to do it, so I bought and made a coffee company. And then I'm like, great, I'll sell the rest of it. Whatever. So the roastery, we created a coffee brand inside the roastery. Now I have the roastery, and it's like, what do I do with this thing? Well, I have a coaching company and realized, well, I can do it. So now we sell coffee brands and companies to coaches who wants to sell coffee. But how did that all start? It wasn't me. I didn't invest in it. I didn't know shit about coffee. She's the connoisseur. I'm the profiteer. I'm the businessman. Like she said, she consumed.
She would just tell you if it tasted good or not, right?
Oh, yeah. Right? So that's it. I had a taste tester, bro.
She'd be like, this one will sell, not this
Right?
one. This one tastes good, not this one.
Yeah, all it was, she has a very refined palate. She was like, oh, this is good. And the way we launched the coffee line, I had one of my masterminds. And at the mastermind, we launched everyone else, and everybody at a minimum bought at least three bags. And I was like, well, damn, shit. So then we launched that. That's how that got out. It was, I bought something because I could afford to for my wife, and I'm like, okay, great. Now we can launch coffee businesses at 30 grand a pop for a coach who wants to launch a coffee line and have product. Now, coach, if they sell a high ticket program, now they can launch coffee, they can sell t-shirts, they can sell hats, it's apparel. They have a whole new business line. Now, why does that work, and is it very effective for coaches? Well, if you sell your potential clients your coffee and they're drinking your brand and recognize it every single day, if they're a coffee drinker, it's brand
really
recognition.
Smart, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's brand recognition. Yeah, we're crushing it in the coaching world. But there was no way in my life I would ever invest in coffee because I don't drink coffee. But here's what I know. 2/3 of the world drinks coffee. My wife drinks coffee, and I love to get laid. And if she's happy, I get laid. So she gets coffee, I get money. Listen, it's a happy day in my life. I'm good to go. But when it comes back to investing, you invest in the things you know, you love, or in my case, for my wife's case, something that she knows about. But I understand the business of it, and it's monetizable. There's over like 1,500 different coffee brands around the world. So I created a gourmet coffee brand. It ain't cheap coffee. It's good stuff. Then I started learning some stuff in the coffee game. For example, and I'll probably piss a few people off here, but here's the deal. A lot of folks like Starbucks. You know that Starbucks buy the worst coffee in the world? Shitty coffee. Like, once you roast it the first time, it still smells like crap. Because for most who don't know, if you're a coffee drinker, coffee grows in poop. I didn't know that till I started getting into the coffee game. Well, Starbucks buys there's grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, grade 5 coffee beans. Starbucks buy grade 5 coffee beans. And in order to get rid of the shitty taste, they have to roast it twice. Now, genius on their behalf, Starbucks, instead of focusing on anything else, they started marketing, we have a double roast process. And everybody's like, ooh, Starbucks coffee, double roast, ooh. What they don't realize is they have to roast it the second time to get rid of the shitty taste. So they sell
very good marketing.
Right? They sell shitty coffee. That's why they make a shitload of money, though. It's all in how you do it. They're great marketers. I ain't mad at them. They just figured out what their niche was. Instead of trying to hide it, they market it in a really good way. Hey, we have a double roast. We're the only one in the world. And they could say that because nobody else needs to double roast. Why? Because they didn't buy the shitty coffee. Wow. I know some of you coffee drinkers, you just got mad, but it's all good. That's the facts. Don't come at Dr. O for it. I got you.
Well, there's actually much better brands of coffee. It's just because it's so well known and it's everywhere.
Yeah.
You know?
Right?
You don't know what you don't know.
Yeah. Coming back to that investment world, you got that extra money coming in. Find something you love that you can spend time on, invest on, and know. So you know where to put in and take your money out if you need to. You know everything about that space, right? It's all about what needs to happen. I understand human behavior. So how can I invest in that? Well, I found a company that has an app that deals with human behavior, mindset, and brain with modern AI technology. And it's like having a doctor or a psychologist in the palm of your hand now. So it's like I invested in that. Now, whether it comes out and works like good or not, who knows? Now, I've worked it, I've programmed my version of it, and the thing answers questions for me better than me, faster than I can. And I've been in the field for 23 years, and the thing diagnosed better than I can. Why? Because it also knows everything I program with, plus what's out there in the internet. And it can come back with a detailed printout of next steps and what you need to do. Whereas I'm going to sit down in 4 or 5 hours, try to go through the same shit it's going to spit out for you in like 30, 45 seconds. Why would I waste my time with that? I won't. But I'm going to invest in it, and it's going to get better and better and better with the machine learning, everything that it's doing. And before you know it, we're going to put it into countries. We're going to put it into vehicles. We're going to put it into all kinds of stuff. That's what they're looking for right now. Now, here's the deal. That can happen rapidly, fast, or depends on where society goes, how long it takes to make that happen. Right? We're looking and putting it on some new modems and systems and a whole bunch of stuff that's happening so it can learn emotional learning. Ooh, that's a whole different ball game right there.
That's nuts.
Yeah, it's insane. right? But I invest in that. Why? Because that's my world. That's what I know. I invest in what I know, what I've experienced in, and what if it goes or it comes bad or now is not the time, I can do it again. I got emotion behind it. I know and I understand it. But when it comes to investing, I'm emotionally detached from it. Right? So hold it. So when it comes to that investing piece, that's my advice, you guys. Read, learn, educate, then make a decision. In the world of investing, that is called an educated guess, aka a hypothesis. Because you've taken educated guess, you've educated yourself on the product or service or the thing you're investing in. Don't just do it because you see everybody else is doing it. That's how a lot of folks lost a whole bunch of money when it came to Bitcoin. A whole lot of folks. Oh my gosh, it's going. Now let's get it. I'm gonna go buy 2 Bitcoin. I just spent all my money. It just went down. Oh no, don't do that.
They buy it at the end of the bull run.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy.
And I think people just haven't had enough experience investing or understanding like what it actually is or the best process to do so, right?
Yeah.
They might understand how to make sales, how to run a business, but then it's like, understanding like finding something that you're passionate about that you actually could research for days on end, and then making that hypothesis and that educated guess while being separate, emotionally detached from the outcome of that.
Yeah, you look at the most successful couples, marriage, right? It's almost like they got no emotions or stuff. No, it's years of learning and understanding each other. They have a non-communicative way of communicating now because it took years. They learned. But most folks just are like, oh man, I wish I had a relationship like that. So they would say, oh, let's just go get married. And when you're young, you do stuff like that. That's why I had my first marriage. I was 19. Everybody told me not to, but I did anyways. I knew everything then, at least I thought I did. And then when it fell apart, I started blaming stuff. Well, that wasn't my fault. You best believe the next time I slowed my little ass down though, right? Slowed down. My wife and I took 7 years, right? Even though I know what I wanted to blame it, here's what I can tell you. She's 8 years younger than I was, but 8 years younger than I was displaying more emotional maturity than I was. So she wasn't going fast. And, for years it went over. It's like, why didn't you? And you go, she's like, well, I wasn't, same as you. I was dating, not without the intention of getting married, but I wasn't going to rush into it. And I needed to see if you're going to stick around anyways. I'm like, shit, where did that wisdom come from? Right? She was 21, right? 22 when right? She was born with it. I mean, for the record, if you're here, for all you ladies that are watching, women are 8 years mentally mature than men. So basically, for every 8-year-old man that's out there, or 8-year-old boy, your girlfriend was just born. So she's 7 years different than you, bro. All right. So if you're like 29, bro, yep. 22-year-old is about who you need to start dating. That's about the same mental maturity. Right.
I mean, it seems to check out in my world. So
that's facts.
Yep.
It checks out in every world. That's a psychological difference. Women are 8 years mentally mature than men. Period. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it takes us a long time. Like, at like 25, dude still needs his mommy. He's not over it yet. It's like, no. And I'm sure you've dated some guys and you're like, I'm not your mother. Like, why do I have to do stuff like? Because he still hadn't detached from mommy yet. Still got mommy brain. And once he leaves mommy, who's he gonna seek? Another mommy. So you have to teach him. Not your mommy, but we're gonna help you to be independent, sir. Right? It's the same thing when it comes to business, right?
Yeah, we're gonna help you get yourself out of sales and out of doing everything yourself and not having money made when you sleep, right?
Exactly. We're gonna have to, young coach, get you out of. You think you got to do everything yourself? No problem. We're gonna show you the difference of, you know what? You can bring in $80,000 this year with a team of 4, and once you get everything done, we teach you how to multiply. And now next year you bring 260. It's called delegation math. If you delegate properly, your income increases. But if you try to do it yourself, you're going to be burnt out, frustrated, and you're going to think that coaching doesn't work.
Yep.
Ah. That's what happens.
You
That's what
burn
happens.
yourself out, and then you think you can't even see what you're doing or what results you're getting.
Yeah,
Right?
well, what happens is when they're burnt out and they're doing everything else, a business has, let's just call it this way, a business has about 7 departments. And if you're wearing all the hats, you don't know which one you're wearing at times.
Mm-hmm.
So, in other words, that's 7 jobs. Why are you doing 7 jobs?
You would probably do better working for someone else at that point. Like,
You know what I'm saying?
it's either make the changes, hire the team, be smart, delegate, or maybe
That's
go
it.
work a job. Or
Right? So,
otherwise something's gonna break. It's gonna
you
break.
have coaches, you tell them like, oh, yeah, I'm the CEO of my business. Are you though? So if you love coaching, you don't need to be the CEO. You need to hire a CEO. You need to be the
Yep.
coach. If you love coaching, let them run the business and the day-to-day so you can just coach if that's what you want to do. Hire a salesperson so they can sell. So the person that they sell comes in and you coach them. But
Yep.
no, you can try to run the business and sell and coach. No wonder you're burnt out. No
That's
wonder
not
by
how
the
a
time,
business works.
right? No wonder by the time you got 4 clients, you're like, I don't know what's going on. Why am I so burnt out? Because you talk to 300 people to get 10 of them to say yes. 2 of them were willing to pay. 2 pay. 2 on a payment plan. You're trying to figure out what's going to go on. Now you got a coach. After all that energy, you're burnt out. Well, you just did the job of Bob, Sally, Susan, Jane, and John, and now you got to coach these 4 people. Of course, life sucks because you're trying to do everybody else's job. That's not your job.
And a lot of people get into this as a solopreneur and like a laptop lifestyle, or like they don't understand that it could be run the same way as an in-person business or the coffee shop or Starbucks or Obom's amazing coffee roasting company.
You know what's funny? So of my 9 companies, I have 9 CEOs who run the day-to-day, which means most of the times I got nothing to do. And then my wife
That's a
says,
high
you need to,
quality problem.
right? Yeah, I know, right? Then my wife says, you need to find something to do. I go down to the sales floor here at the resort and sell with them sometimes, right? Get done. Some of the folks are like, how is this dude just show up here, there, do whatever? He's the top sales guy around here. Because here's 3 things, bro, right? I show up and I am completely detached from the sale. I don't need the money, so I do it because I'm having fun. So the no's that come to me is just next opportunity. The no that come to you, you're like, oh my gosh, I need to get this other sale. Number 2, at the end of the day, as soon as it's done, like I'll probably take maybe 1 tour, 2, done. I get up, go grab me a glass of Bailey's, come back home, chill. By that time, my wife has finished homeschooling my daughter. Like we did, when I jumped on this call, we went to go eat lunch, had me some really nice shrimp and some marlin tacos. It was really awesome. Got done, walked over, come and made this call. My wife had just walked in because her and my daughter stopped to do God knows what for a while, and they came back in. But that's typically my day. So hard. You know why? Because the other departments and the other businesses, they have people who do those things. And I'm not concerning myself with that. If they perform, they are rewarded. If they don't perform, that's okay. I can find somebody else. Not a problem. Not a problem. But then I have someone else who supervises everyone else. So I just make decisions. That's my job as the CEO.
So you just make decisions. They just give you information and be like, hey, we're going to make this decision. And then you just double check with them if you need to, right?
Yeah. I'm not the pilot of the plane. I'm air traffic control. Right? Screw flying the plane. I got a whole bunch of planes need to get to destinations, making sure they get there. But then I got the assistant air traffic controller dictating traffic. I'm just making sure shit's done, safety, making sure we're good to go, checking with the FSA and everybody else. No, we're good. Cool, straight. As a matter of fact, don't feel like working today. You know what? I'm going to go out on the yacht and we're going to chill out. No problem. Bye, Felicia. Now, just like most folks, when I started, how I know how people kill themselves, because I used to do that same stuff.
Right. You had to go through it to have that lesson learned as well, right?
Exactly.
So
I had to go learn all that stuff. I had to go learn that 9 jobs is for 9 people and not just for me. I had to learn that stuff. Like, it didn't just come, and it's not like Lucky Charms. It's not magically delicious. It didn't just show up. Like, hey, you're blessed. You got patience. You know how to do this now. No. I had to, like a zebra, I had to earn my stripes. And now I know which stripes are not the ones I'm supposed to brush. I'm good. I'm good. Like,
But I mean, that's like some. So what do you have to say to business owners that are stubborn? Maybe they've hired a couple people, but they're just, what do you call it? They're not ready to hire that CFO yet.
here's what I have to say to them. Good job. Stay broke. Right? So, like I said earlier, the most successful people in the world are broke because they're buying that identity every single day. And they're going to come up with a different excuse to justify why it's not happening because they don't want to be uncomfortable. They don't want to make the decision. They don't want to give up the charge. Let's look at Star Trek. I'm a Star Trek fan, right? I love Star Trek Next Generations. Captain Jean-Luc Picard stayed there and like engaged #1. Well, when he says engage, he didn't tell the pilot to engage. The captain is not the pilot. And the person who tells the pilot what to do is not the captain also. It's his first officer that tells the pilot what to do.
Yep.
He says, sir, we're going to go do whatever. Yeah, make it so, #1. Yep, #1 goes out. Okay, navigator, director, pilot, here's what you do. He's learning all those things to eventually sit in the big chair one day, like Jean-Luc Picard. That's why Picard and Captain Kirk and the rest of them got the chance to get off ship and go out and do whatever when #1 is in control. So while I'm here, my #1 is running my day-to-day.
Yep.
And they'll send me a message, hey, boss, like it's today, like watch, my partner just sent me like, hey, here's the deal. Here's what we got going on today. All right. All right, cool, no problem. This is the instruction from today. Do you see my response? 2 little piece. Okay, cool, we're good.
That's how it should be.
Okay. No, the problem with most people is they like to be the ones like, hey, everybody's, no, it's all good. Here's what happens. If I do this much work and not get recognized, and my bank account's reflecting this much, see, most people want to get that bank account and that ego. It's a whole different ballgame. When it comes to the true litmus test, right, here's where I get the recognition. My bank recognizes me. That's my recognition.
A lot of people want to keep, because a lot of people want that level of recognition and that visibility, right? But that doesn't reflect on their bank account.
No, hire a hype man. They'll recognize you all day long. That'll help you. Hire somebody.
So it'd be more affordable for someone to hire a hype man to just tell them good job every single day.
I'm telling you, like, high five, bro.
And then they only do like 20% of the work, and then their bank account still shows that. It actually saved them money to hire a hype man, so they feel recognized.
Yeah, all day long, right? It's crazy. You know what's funny? I walk in the bank. Most of the times I look like I do, just like a bum, right? And then I go grab money or do something, and then they look at the account, and I love it. It's a double take. Folks are like, they look at you like, wait a minute. Well, let's just call out the obvious. As you can see, the pigmentation in mine is a little darker than yours. And I laugh at times because they're wondering, is this guy, rap star, drug dealer, what, right? They don't know. It's all good, right? But it's the most intriguing thing for me. So once I go in there, then anytime I go back, they recognize me. That's the recognition I need. Like, yes, sir, Mr. Bowen, we'll help you right over here. No problem. Okay, got you. Thanks, appreciate it, guys. All right, woohoo! Right? Walk around the resort in flip-flops looking like a bum, right? It's a millionaire club member, whatever. It's like, this guy walks around here like he owns the place. Technically, I pretty much do, so don't freaking matter. Right? I don't need the recognition. My wallet recognizes me. My credit cards do. My bank account does. That's all that matters, right? Life does. My charities, my events, all those are good. Yeah, I don't need the popularity, but I'm very popular at my bank. I'll tell you that. That's where it is. On the other stuff, leave me alone in my corner. I go do what I got to do. However, before I learned that lesson, I used to love the recognition. Oh, you do this, you do that, and you feel good. And you get so used to reading in newspaper clippings, you forgot to take your face away from it and go do some work. And that, right? Julie, let me tell you, girl, that's where the issue is. All right, so, we're getting ready to wrap up. Coaches, business owners, we're talking about investing and the ROIs on whether you do ads or not. It's three things you have to remember. Number one, an investment demands a return. So whether you invest your time into something and you're not getting a return, that's not an investment. That means you're spending time. And time is just like money. You can spend it, you can waste it, or you can invest it. So ask yourself those three questions. Am I spending, wasting, or investing? Same with people. If you're in a group of folks and you're not progressing alone, you're comfortable. It's time for you to get into the groups with the people who make you feel uncomfortable. Here's one of the best ones to do it. Hang around a whole bunch of folks that are in a different income bracket than you. You'll always feel small. That's a good thing. Yep. Once you feel like you're the big fish, get out of that pond, because some of them are plotting to kill your ass. Get into the pond, whatever. That's how it happens, right? Yep, they're planning to take you down. Get in the ponds to where you're the little fish. Nobody bothers the little fish. So it don't matter how big you are. Go with people that are bigger. Go with people that are going to push you, drive you, lift you up, get you where you need to get to. Go around the coaches who are making 10 times more than you do, but they're also doing 15, 20 times less than you. Find out how they're doing it, be willing to pay the price, and show up consistently with a good attitude. And guess what? Over time, that shit will happen for you too.
Love it. Love it.
There's my ta-da moment. Ta-da. Right,
ta-da. Well, it was so amazing having you, Obom, and I would love to have you on again. This was absolutely fantastic. I'm going to put all of your links in the bottom of this podcast so people can reach out to you. And
absolutely.
Yeah, invest, non-emotional attachment,
No attachments.
Go out there, crush your game, stop looking in the mirror and recognition, and start looking at your bank account. Is it reflecting?
If you don't like how it looks, get to work.
Right. Exactly. Well, thank you so much, Obom, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Pleasure.
For now.
Bye.